The 2020 crop year has officially started. All right, let's work. It's the 2020 crop year. My name is Matthew Sliger. That's right, we're out in California planting rice by air. Welcome to the rice fields. Ride with me from planting to harvest. This is California Rice, my friends. You're watching Rice Farming TV. That was Frankie in the cab, just gave him a refresher course. Okay, yeah, get that chisel up. Good, start your turn. Watch your tongue down there on the tire. Good. Keep coming hard into the turn. Keep getting hard in the line. Now left brake and turn out. Turn out of the turn real quick. Get on your line. Get your tractor straight. Drop the chisel. Excellent. He is in the 260 case Magnum with the pull chisel, ripping up some soil. Come on, let's take a look. So we're obviously making the first pass with the chisel plow and opening up the field. The goal is to go about 8 inches deep. So I'm just gonna stick my hand in there and I can see here's the surface of the soil there. That's about, I don't know, 7-8 inches. So he's doing a really good job. All right, Frankie, good luck out there. Give me a call if you have any questions. Now the soil is still a little gooey since we're getting such an early start this year, and this particular field is adobe, a very clay-like soil. So we're gonna just have to take it easy as it goes, not try to push it too hard, and monitor the boys out in the chisel plows. But let's see, Frankie's coming and making another pass here, so let's just give him a thumbs up and tell him he's doing a good job. So very clear difference between the tilled soil versus the undisturbed soil. The point of the chisel plow is to open up, aerate the soil so that it can dry down. And this is the first pass we're making with the chisel plow diagonally, and then we're going to make a second pass to more thoroughly plow the soil and expose that much more. So how's that sound? Good? All right, let's head over to the equipment yard because I've got my own work to do now that Frankie has got the gist of it. Looks like Uncle Jimmy and the boys are doing some disc work. There's Larry way out there in the other case 260 with the 3-point chisel plow. He knows what's up. So back at the equipment yard, I'm going to hop in the Case IH 7240, which is still hooked up to the ridger or levee plow, and I'm going to use it to reverse fill our drains. Remember the drains that carried our winter water off the fields? Well, we don't need them now because we're committing to this groundwork, and the drains would otherwise be super bumpy for the boys driving the tractors pulling the chisel plows. So I'm going to fill them in to make it a little bit more comfortable for them driving out there. Checking engine oil. Full. Water's good. I'm not going to go over everything about how to operate the 7240 because I thoroughly did that in that ridging video. Link is down in the description. Nor will I go over how we use the ridger because I also went over it in that video. However, once we get to the field that we're going to be filling in the drains, I'll pop out and show you the strategy of what we're doing out there. for those of you in the comments section who criticized me throttling up around the equipment yard, I am at half throttle and 9th gear, 10th gear. So now I'm driving in higher gears, mid-throttle around the equipment yard. However, I'm going to stick with what Pops has always taught me. Go full throttle, don't hold back when we are doing groundwork. I'll be doing groundwork just shortly here. But around the equipment yard, okay, fine. Half throttle, high gear. I got you, I hear you. Okay, so first things first, you can see I've backed the tractor right up to the box. And also, I have straddled the drain. You see the drain right there, right in between the tractor wheels. Also, what you'll notice that I have the disc blades of the ridger or levee plow parallel with the ground. They're straight across, as opposed to the upside down V position that we normally have them when we're straddling and ridging the levees, building back up the levees. Notice the contour of the blades. That's going to bring the soil into the center. Each gang is going to bring the soil to fill in the drain. And that is the strategy of filling in drains with our ridger. Now, let's hop back inside. Drop the ridger. Put the tractor in gear. Throttle up. I've got to keep it pretty slow because, as you can see, it's pretty bumpy. But doing a good job filling in the drains. Now we got 3 chisel plows out there working ground. You saw Franky, who I was with, Larry, who self-started, and there's also Rick, who's driving the Case Magnum 340 with the show chisel, the 3-point chisel that we painted. So yesterday I had gone through the fields that they're in and filled in all the drains. I'm doing this field now because it's the next one on their list. Need to have it done so they have a little bit more comfortable time doing their work. So let's get out and check our work so you can see the result. Pretty good. So where we had a huge divot for our tractor operators before, we have now a more smoother plane for them to drive over. Good work, guys. You see the center buttes out there with the cloud cover above them? Nice. So I've moved on down to the next field and continued filling in drains with the ridger. See? Right there. Anyway, I'm going to spend the next couple hours doing that, so I'll check in with you later. Bye. This is a pretty rough drain. I think somebody got a little bit carried away with the ditcher on this one. Way too deep. But if you look back here, filling it in quite nice. Pops is taking over for me so I can get some lunch because I'm hungry. There's Rick out there. He's doing a mighty fine job, it looks like. That's the 340 with the new pull chisel. And there's Larry out there in one of the 260s. He's doing a good job. So now lastly, we'll check in on Franky, who's done the heart of the field. He's now doing the perimeter, chiseling up, plowing up all of his turns, because of course he needs to lift up the chisel plow to make his turns. Here he is now. Good, you see how he lifted up the chisel plow to make his turn? Now he's gonna back up into this corner here because we want to expose all the soil. We want to work up all the soil in this section of the field. Let's see how he backs up. Let's see if he can back up straight. Pretty good, pretty good. There he goes. So as you can see, he's done the entire middle of the field. And what he'll do is go around the perimeter of the field 3 times to cover up all of these turn marks. You can best see it here, like those triangles there, this triangle here in front of me. So yeah, he'll go around the field 3 times to cover up all those turns. He'll have an entirely worked up check. Here's a check that Larry was in earlier, and you can see what that looks like. Totally worked up, as opposed to this that still needs the turns done. Anyway, Frankie will get to that. Good to check up on the boys before going to lunch. Make sure everyone knows what they're doing, where they're going, make sure they're doing a good job. That way, I don't get interrupted. Let's go. I'm back from lunch, and it looks like Pops got tired of filling in the drains with the ridger and decided to hop up on the levees and use the ridger to build them back up. Check it out. Let's hop in the 340 real quick and have a talk with Rick. Ricky's doing good. He might need a spare air filter. He had a warning go on. Let's see if we have a spare. I can blow it out and swap it out real quick.
Oh no. For some reason the camera stopped recording audio. That's alright. This won't last long, folks, and I'm actually pretty good at voiceover and sound effects. You'll barely know the difference. Where's that air filter? Ah, there it is. Shh. Give me that camera. See way out there? That's Rick. We'll have to meet him over on the other side. Here's Larry. He's doing the perimeter of the field. So he's cleaning up all of his turns. He's backing into the corner and pulling out and moving away. See you, Larry. All right, now let's get over to Ricky. And here out the window, you can see the unworked ground or the turns that need to be cleaned up around the perimeter of the field. Here's the clean air filter. Hey, Ricky, no, you don't worry. Just hold the air filter. I'll open this all up, get the dirty one out, put the clean one in. No problem. You just relax, buddy. All right, I'm going to just hop in the cab and clear the warning sign that Ricky was getting that told him his air filter was clogged. All good.
Okay, so I've got Rick's dirty air filter. I'm going to blow it out and see how dirty it actually was, because if it's not that dirty, then something else might be at issue there. Anyway, let's see what happens. Super dirty. Let me get it further away from my pickup. I'm blowing all that dust into my pickup. to be here a while and the wind's getting shifty on me, so check back in soon. Now Franky made it over to the new field, and that pull chisel is calibrated for the field that he was on, which was that adobe clay-like soil. Now he's moved over to a little bit softer soil, so I just want to check and make sure he's going deep enough or not too deep. So here we are on his first pass he's made. Man, it's breaking up real nice. It's actually kind of hard to see where the original level of the ground is. Kind of melting it. I'd say that's the original ground there. His chisel's tooth is going all the way down there. So I'd say that's deep enough. Good. All right. Bam! So Pops and I just pulled these diesel motors out of the barn because tomorrow we're going to hook them up to our gear heads, which run our deep well pumps. Now we have our surface water allocated to us this year. We have plenty of surface water that will be delivered that we will pump out of ditches. However, in case of an emergency, we need to pump water out of the ground, we'll hook these guys up. We're doing it now because the weather's cool and we're not in an emergency. Last thing we want to do is be losing water somewhere or get cut back on water or some emergency happen in the middle of a 100-degree Fahrenheit summer day and have to rush to hook these up because it's kind of a hassle. So we're going to do it tomorrow. Anyway, we pulled these out. But now let's grab a grease gun. I'm going to service the ridger or levee plow because yesterday filling in drains and today filling in drains and today Pop's pulling levees or building up our levees. We've ran this thing over 10 hours in the last couple of days, and we're going to do a lot more of filling in drains and building up levees tomorrow, so might as well give this boy a grease. Okay, greased the ridger and the front axle of the tractor as well, so we're all ready to go with the 7240 tomorrow. Getting close to 6 p.m. That means the boys are going to come in and fuel up. Just to practice that we do. We get our fuel, our diesel, in the evening time. This allows the engine to cool down as we're fueling up. And we know we got a full tank and we're ready to rock in the morning after we grease, check our oil, check our fluids in the tractors. So everything will be ready to go. Come on, let's check it out. Yeah, buddy. It's good to check the chisel plow after a hard day's work. Make sure we have all the teeth, all the bolts. Make sure nothing's wrong, no big cracks in the frame. You know, we're all getting used to how these things work again. It's been a long time since we used them, so let's just look it over. Those new teeth are nice and shiny, aren't they? The black got rubbed away. So we'll check for these bolts here, no cracks in the spring. Just a little glance over, you know, nothing too thorough. These look good. Well, Rick's got all of his teeth. Let's go over and check out Frank's. All the teeth are there. Springs look like they're in good condition. Only have these kind of U-bolts holding on the entire component, so not that many bolts to check on this one. Gooey mud is out there. But that's why we're doing this. We're ripping open the ground so we can dry it out. Pretty successful day one. Thanks for following along, guys. We're gonna get these things fueled up, shut them down, head on out, get some supper, as they say, and I'll catch you in the next episode. I'm gonna try to keep you updated as much as possible as things get busier. We've got one more tractor to bring in, hook up to a chisel. Pretty soon we'll be going over the ground a second time. Although we got a little bit of rain on the forecast, we'll see how that happens. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Let me know down in the comment section if you got any questions about our rice operation out here in Northern California. My name is Matthew Slager. This has been fun. You guys take care.